If you saw what happened in Washington, D.C., with the federalization of the D.C. police, and you're wondering, could that happen in my community? Could that happen in my city? Or you're hearing people say, oh, don't worry, that can't happen here. The president can't control the police. Well, let me tell you, there are already plans in place to do exactly that. It involves using up to 1 million troops in support of domestic law enforcement operation. And the work group has been working at it for a long time. It started with something called the Border Security Work Group, and Phoenix New Times broke and found a bunch of documents about that were directly connected to the Heritage Foundation and those responsible, some of those responsible for Project 2025. And the people who designed this plan were not low-level staffers at a consultant, agency. These were high-level former military and intelligence personnel putting together a plan to restructure law enforcement in America under one person, and that one person would report to the President of the United States. Their plan is to have regional command and control with local sheriffs and police, state command overseeing regions and districts, that sort of thing, and a headquarters overseeing all of it with like the FBI, the IRS, budgets, grants going to law enforcement, administrative personnel, all rolling up to one person. That new title would be the Commander of Domestic Security Operations. So you've got field inspectors, budget, the military, law enforcement, and coordinators of these districts rolling up to one person. And guess who that one person reports to? The President of the United States. And the plan here is very thoroughly outlined. And as I mentioned before, part of the plan is to deploy up to 1 million military personnel in support of this operation. But it is also about the language that they're using, who and how they're targeting. We've already seen this happen with immigrants in our country. And now what we saw yesterday with Washington, D.C. is they're looking to basically change the definition of what it means to be criminally charged as an adult to include people who are as young as 14 years old. We've actually already seen a smaller version of this in what cities and states have. They're called fusion centers, which is where these law enforcement agencies work together. Well, this is going to take that idea of the fusion center, supercharge it, and have it report to one person. And the part that worries me the most is a significant portion of these documents talk about counterintelligence of domestic individuals, non-government organizations, but that could easily spread to things like journalists or activists or even people making TikTok videos talking about these plans. There is a significant portion of this document that talks about counterintelligence inside the United States, essentially monitoring people and organizations. What happened in Washington, D.C. yesterday was not to end crime. It was the beginning of a plan to federalize law enforcement across the country.